Hello, I'm Dr. Amita. I'm working as an intensivist in Daya Hospital, Thrissur. We'll be discussing here regarding troubleshooting of ventilator alarms. What is troubleshooting? Troubleshooting means the identification and rectification or resolution of the technical malfunctions in the patient ventilator system. A ventilator has a number of alarms installed in it to notify about a change in the patient's status. So basically you have to identify the problem in a timely manner and act accordingly. After you set the mode on the ventilator, you have to ensure that you have set your alarm limits appropriately. High pressure limits are set around 10 to 15 centimeters of water above the peak inspiratory pressure. The main alarms that you need to be aware of are the high pressure alarm, the low tidal volume or low ventilation alarm, and the apnea alarm. The high pressure alarm occurs whenever there is any obstruction in the system, which consists of the ventilator circuit, the patient's airway, and the lungs of the patient. Consider any kinking which happens in the ventilator circuit. A kinking could cause an obstruction in the airflow, and that would lead to the high pressure alarm being alerted. So basically you have to check for any kinking in the ventilator circuit. Check if there is any water condensation in the ventilator circuit. That could also alert the high pressure alarm. There could also be any malfunction of the expiratory or the inspiratory valves. Now moving on to the patient's airway, there could be a kinking of the endotracheal tube. There could be secretions in the endotracheal tube. So clear the secretions. Check if the ET tube is kinked. And then auscultate the patient's lung fields, the right side and the left side. Check if there is any decreased air entry on the left side. The tube could have got displaced into the right right endobronchially. It would have become a right endobronchial intubation, leading to the high pressure alarm being alerted. The patient might be biting on the endotracheal tube. Use a bite block and sedate the patient adequately. So basically these are the factors which cause a high pressure alarm to be alerted. Rule out all the causes. Disconnect the ventilator circuit from the endotracheal tube. Use an ambu bag and then manually ventilate the patient. You can also have an idea about the compliance and the airway resistance when you are manually ventilating the patient. The high pressure alarm could also be because of a low compliance state in the patient's lungs. Could be because of the ARDS, could be because of pneumothorax or a pneumonia. Another cause for the activation of the high pressure alarm could be a soiled HME filter. A HME filter could be soiled with secretions and that could alert the high pressure alarm. The low tidal volume or the low minute ventilation alarm is activated whenever there is a leak in the system. The low tidal volume here is the expired tidal volume. The leak could be anywhere in the system. There could be a circuit leak, there could be a malfunction of the expiratory or the inspiratory valves. There could be an inadvertent disconnection somewhere. It could be a cuff rupture. It could be inadequately inflated cuff. It could be also a migration of the endotracheal tube above the vocal cords. So basically, when the low tidal volume or the low minute ventilation alarm is activated, you check for any inadvertent disconnections, reconnect. And then check the cuff pressure. The cuff pressure should be around 20 to 25 centimeters of water. Check the cuff pressure. Check where the endotracheal tube has been fixed at the lip level. Also auscultate the patient's lung fields. Check if there is equal air entry on the right and the left side. And the last one is the apnea alarm. The apnea alarm could be activated either because the patient is not taking breaths adequately or the ventilator trigger sensitivity is set too low for the ventilator to pick up the patient's breaths. So when you get the apnea alarm, the patient could be in a spontaneous mode. So see why the patient is not breathing. Either the patient is sedated too much or is there any other cause for the patient not to breathe. Also check the ventilator's trigger sensitivity. It might be set too low. So to summarize, a ventilator alarms could be high pressure alarm, a low tidal volume or a low minute ventilation alarm and the apnea alarm. So high pressure alarm could be due to an obstruction anywhere in the system. A low tidal volume or a low minute ventilation alarm could be a leak anywhere in the system. An apnea alarm could be either due to a trigger sensitivity set too low or because the patient is not breathing adequately. So identify the cause of the alarms and rectify the cause. Thank you.